So guys, what do you do when it's going to be 103 or 104 scorching degrees outside today and you just don't feel like firing up the pit? Well guys, what I do a little something different. Wow, it's early. It is early. Can you figure out what it is we're gonna do? Can you figure it out? Can you figure it out? Okay guys, so normally I don't get into showing you my trimming technique too much, but today I wanted to kind of share a couple little tricks with you that I have used through the years that have really helped me achieve good success on most of my product that I cook, whether it be beef, veal, lamb, wild game, whatever. Taking down a leg, a whole deer leg or elk leg, into 8 major muscle groups, whatever it might be. Is it all starts with good knives, guys. As you can see, I've got a Forstner boning knife, right? So that's a 14-inch boning knife. And then of course I've got my, breaking knife, folks. That's a 6:30 in the morning. That's a breaking knife, the big one. The boning knife is the small little 8-inch. And what I do, guys, is another little trick, other than using the proper knives, that, by the way, if you can't sharpen a knife well, there are plenty of people out there that will come to your house and they will sharpen your knives for you. That's all they do for a living. They come in on a van, they talk to you, they find out how many knives you have, what kind of blades they are, what kind of steel it is, what carbon content they have. They will sharpen them, they will charge you, and you will have sharp knives. And you want to do that about every 6 months. Now, I actually have a steel, so I sharpen my own. But another thing you want to do, other than having the correct knives, guys, is what I like to do is I like to throw my brisket in the freezer for about 2 hours. Okay, when you buy it fresh, throw it in the freezer for about 2 hours. What this does is this chill packs the outside of the meat. Gives it a slight firm texture. It's not actually frozen, but it'll get a little crusty. What that's going to help you do, guys, is it's going to help you that knife grip into the fat. When it's room temperature, which most people let their briskets go to room temp, your knife kind of slides, you know, in the fat. You don't get a really clean cut. If you'll notice how clean these cuts are, you can tell by the striations of the fat just exactly what I'm talking about. And I did these little shiners on purpose. I want to show you what a sharp knife will give you. You see the striations of the meat? You can tell I froze this brisket, or chilled it, as I like to call it. I chilled it before I trimmed it. Now guys, this is not a typical trim for me. What I would normally do is I would leave a lot more fat cap. This is the fat cap side, guys, as you can tell. Got the navel right there, okay? I went ahead and I skinned this down almost to nothing. And the reason why, folks, is, as you know, today we're doing a Dr. Pepper brisket. We're going to braise this brisket for about 10 hours. It started out being a 12.5 pound brisket. I've trimmed off about 4.5 pounds of fat, which leaves us about an 8 pound piece of meat. So actually, I would say it's going to go about 8 hours. Then I'm going to take the foil off. I'm going to drain off the braising liquid and put it back in the pan and let it go for about another 1.5 hours to tighten up a little bit. At which time I'll take those braising liquids, I will reduce them down, I will add my barbecue sauce, and I will make my own Dr. Pepper barbecue sauce at that point. So let's get this guy seasoned up and we'll come back to you. Okay guys, if you've ever been watching my channel, I think I've got 30 some odd videos up there, you will know that I am a Texas beef brisket purist. So what I'm doing today really is blaspheme. Was it blaspheme or blasphemy? I can't tell. It's too early to be deciphering the English language. But basically what we've done here, guys, real quick, we trimmed the brisket down as you saw. We let it come to room temp because remember, we chilled it. We got it down to freezing on the outside for about 2 hours. We trimmed it. We let that come back to room temp. We went ahead and hit it with our Worcestershire sauce as our binder. We did several spices and things like that on there. We did the Lowry seasoning salt. We did smoked paprika. Because remember, we're not smoking this, we're oven braising this today in the oven. We did smoked paprika, we did salt, we did black pepper, we did garlic powder, we did onion powder. There are onions underneath there on the lean side of the brisket, guys. Obviously, this is the fat cap side here, and then we added our Dr. Pepper, about 3/4 of a 2-liter bottle. And that will be our braising liquid. That, along with all the spices, obviously, that have washed off from the lean side down below. We're gonna cover this, guys. We're gonna braise this for, like I said, I would say about an hour, a pound of meat. And I think we've got about 8 pounds there. So we're gonna go to about 8 hours. That's our oven saying that we're at, what? 300 degrees, that's right. Braising temp, guys, 300 degrees. I'm gonna double wrap this in heavy duty aluminum Reynolds wrap. We're gonna go for 8 hours. We will then temp it. And again, guys, you know I'm not much of a Thermopin user, but today we will have to rely on it because we wanna get this guy up to about 190 degrees. Normally I'll let mine go to 205, 210 on the smoker, but because this is a sealed product start to finish, we're going to let it go to 190. We will then take the foil off, put it back in the oven after we strain all the juice off, and we will let this guy roast for about another 30 minutes so that if there's any caramelization on the outside, that will tack up, give us a little bit of sweet note. As you can imagine, with the sweetness of the Dr. Pepper, we have counterbalanced it nicely with the savory of all of our rubs that we've put on there, and as well as the Worcestershire sauce there. So anyway, guys, let's get this guy in the heat, and we'll show you the final result. And there may be shenanigans, maybe some shenanigans going on, guys. You know my cooks, got to do a little shenanigans. Stick around. Okay, guys, so I don't know how in the world this happened. I don't know how in the world this happened, especially when it didn't even cook as long as I thought it would, but look at that jiggle, guys. Look at that. And that's the flat. That's the flat. Look at that jiggle. Go ahead, Stars, get that piece at Phil. Guys, I really don't know how this happened, but that is beyond tender. It's moist, it's held its shape. Oh yeah. I'm gonna snap a couple of B-roll shots, I'll be right back. Guys, I mean, this is just really stupid. I mean, this is just, I mean, let me show you something here, folks. I would never do an oven baked brisket ever, because that's not who I am. I'm a pit master, right? Like I said, today was just too damn hot. So let's just take one of these arbitrary pieces here. And let's do the bend test, right? Bend but don't break, right? So it's not overdone. Looks like it's perfectly done. Guys, we got lucky. We've already tried a piece of that. Sweet from the brown sugar and from the, I'm sorry, not brown sugar, but from the Dr. Pepper. It's got a little bite to it, a little heat bite from the barbecue rub that we used. And that's about it, guys. I don't know what else to tell you, but home run. We got the rest of the point over here. And again, guys, I would never cook one in the oven, but I'm glad that I did. You guys try this recipe sometime, okay? Guys, I gotta tell you, Dawn and I just got done eating, and let me tell you something. Brilliant. Can I just tell you, brilliant? You know, I would have never ever thought to do a brisket in the oven. That just goes against everything that I believe in as a pit man, you know. But I'm gonna tell you something, guys. With that Dr. Pepper and that rub on there, double wrapped in foil, let me just tell you, that was absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, the carryover temperature got away from me a little bit, got up to like 210. Never mind. You saw it in the video. Bend test was absolutely spot on. Flavor was sweet and delicate, but then it had a little spice on the back end there. It's just absolutely beautiful. It was really, really good. I may not ever fire up the pit anymore. This might be the end of my channel. Might have to call myself, I don't know, oven guy or something. I doubt it. Anyway, guys, listen, thanks so much for hanging out with us today. We really do appreciate you. Leave some comments in the box below. I want to hear what your experiences have been with oven cooking, large chunks of meat, pork butts, you know, briskets, things like that, versus on the pit. Let me know what your experiences have been, because today, I got to tell you, blown away, man. I mean, just absolutely blown away. All right, so leave a comment, leave a like, leave a share, leave a subscribe. Holler at your boy, Barbecue Rockstar out.